guys turn to the Overture Advocate for 0608, Presbytery, I think that's named from an East Coast perspective. Since we're on the West Coast, we're going to call it the Presbytery of Peaks and Plains.
Some of us believe that that is the proper order when we decided on a name for our new presbytery, but we're outvoted. I am Bob Dooling from Presbytery of Plains and Peaks, as the moderator. I have been sent here by the unanimous vote of the Presbytery of Plains and Peaks to ask you to refer action on this matter to the next General Assembly so that the church can have adequate time to consider all of the implications of the new fog for our common life. Presbyterian pastor and ACC member Bill Chapman has written a book about the history of our Constitution that is entitled Blood on Every Page. The reason that there is metaphorical blood on every page of our Constitution is because the Constitution reflects the history of a people who have struggled mightily in the past and who are continuing to struggle mightily in order to live together faithfully. That is not always an easy thing to do. The 12,200 Presbyterians who sent me here are not so naive as to think that there will never again be bloodshed as our struggle to live together faithfully moves on into the future. But they are convinced that the precipitous and wholesale substitution of a new form of government for the one under which we currently operate may abrade old wounds and cause us to bleed even more. Let me be even more specific. To begin with, we on the Front Range of the Rocky Mountains don't understand exactly where these changes are coming from. Need for them certainly did not bubble up from the presbyteries and the congregations where we live our lives together as Presbyterians. So it must be coming from the top down, and that with very little systematic input from the people who will be most affected by it. Think about it. There were less than 3 weeks between the release of the final draft of the new form of government and the deadline for overtures to this General Assembly, less than 3 weeks. Second, we are profoundly concerned about the new fog's potential for unintended consequences. For example, it's been suggested that one goal behind the production of the new fog is the desire to build more trust. But I would suggest to you that there is no better way to destroy trust than to inject more ambiguity into our common life, which unarguably the new fog will do. Third, we have a technical concern. It's already been spoken to. But you need to know that before we can buy into the new form of government, we need to know with some degree of precision what the interpretive relationship is between the proposed foundation section and the rest of the Book of Order. Absent an upfront formal answer to that question that is placed into the document itself, adoption of the new fog will inevitably lead us to a constitutional crisis, to a constitutional train wreck. Fourth, along with the Advocacy Committee for Women's Concerns, we are troubled by the fact that the mandate for women's ordination has been removed from the new form of government. Unfortunately, this is not yet a settled issue, it seems, in our denomination. I could go on, but I'm not going to. Simply know that the Presbyterian Church is in crisis. Congregations are withdrawing. Distrust abounds. Financial support is declining. This is no time to shake the foundations. You all know that the primary principle of the Hippocratic Oath is do no harm. That principle should be foremost in your mind as you decide what to do with the new form of government. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Bob.